Alright, so this is my little summer update review. It's pretty much in the morning right now. I played Outlast Trials quite a lot over the evening. In total, I've logged in around 12 hours or so in the update. So I'm pretty sure I can confidently say that I at least have some experience with the update and can give my thoughts on it a little bit. I won't go too in depth right now because some of the aspects, for example Franco or the new rig, the barricade, will need their own videos and will also still need their own testing, but I still want to give an overall impression, first impression of sorts over the new update, which right off the get-go, this is probably one of the, if not the best update that Trials ever got. Now, there are some things that are not great that I will also point out, but overall, it's pretty good stuff. So yeah, basically what they did, Trials-wise, they went ahead and added difficulty settings. This is like the first thing I wanna point out, because this fundamentally changes the structure. Obviously, we had Genesis, Program X, and Program Ultra before. Obviously, Program X and Ultra don't exist anymore because they became redundant, more or less. And now you have 4 difficulty settings: Introductionary, Standard, Intense, and Psychosurgery. This is really good, because this is also not only applies to like the base trials, but also for an event like this. Like right here we have an event going on, I will go into that in a second, but you can also select 4 difficulties. You can basically customize your difficulty a lot better. Now the first problem with this is, right here it's only the main trials and there's no MK challenges. So right off the get-go you have a lot less options if you want to go for, you know, playing something normal. You can choose the difficulty on like the main trials, which is pretty cool, but you cannot do that with the MK challenges, which is a bit of a downfall. But yeah, they changed the structure of the trial thing. Overall, I think this change is really good, because obviously the old way how it was handled with Ultra, for example, was a bit tricky, especially since Ultra didn't refresh at all, so you had some trials only available on the hardest difficulty and some other ones on like only medium difficulty, and that was really weird. So all the system, if it's implemented well, is the better system. I just hope that we will also see the other MK challenges there at some point. Now the new stuff is Poison the Medicine, which is the first trial of our new prime asset Franco, as well as 2 MK challenges: Teach the Police Officers and Fuel the Release. Now the new main trial is absolutely excellent. It's probably the longest and the most objective heavy trial in the entire game. It's really long, but it's also really well designed. It might be that there's still this flavor going on, since it's like a new prime asset, that, you know, there's some novelty that might wear off after a while. But so far it is really nice, and definitely a lot better than Pervy Fatherman was way back when that released. I already have a way better time with this. Not to say that Pervy Fatherman is bad, but I just think it's really a step up. I don't know if it's like better than Courthouse. Like Courthouse, for the record, is my favorite trial, and I don't know if it's like better than that for me personally. Like I would have to play it a little bit more, but it is a really nice trial. Now Franco himself is also really cool, a design character, and also playing against him feels really nice and refreshing. Now I have to say that I haven't played against him in a 1v1 that much, and I still need to do a lot more testing on how his gun works exactly and how he plays out. But from what I've seen and tested and whatnot, so far he seems to be really well designed as well. For example, his fall off on his weapon, like the damage fall off, is pretty intense the further away it goes, obviously because it is a shotgun, and his aim seems to be also relatively manipulative, so you have options even though he's literally using a gun. Overall, really good stuff. Same goes for the event that's going on, which the event is basically prime time, and instead of, you know, either Coil Gooseberry, he appears, like Franco, the new prime asset appears, and there's nothing else to say really. That it's a bit bad that it's not like the other events where you got like special event tokens and special event cosmetics. It's not like that. It's simply just another game mode right now. But overall, it's really nice. And it also introduced Teach the Police Officers and Fuel the Release. Now, Teach the Police Officers is that MK challenge where you actually have access to the second floor of the police station that has been datamined in the open beta way back when. Like, when was it? 2022 at this point. So that is finally accessible, and the trial itself is also really cool design. You're basically hunting for keys a lot. And overall, it has a really unique design because you have 3 floors to juggle from the new second floor of the police station to the actual main floor of the police station to the actual basement where the gens are. It's really nice. Now, Fuel the Release is not that great. It's a 4th courthouse MK challenge, and it's basically Sabotage the Lockdown but with 3 generators. It is a bit more enjoyable than Sabo Lockdown though, in my opinion, because Sabo Lockdown is just very straightforward all the time. Fuel the Release seems to have more going for it, but it's still not that amazing. So yeah. While these two have their place right here, I want to point out as well that Poison the Medicine, or I should say the Dog Trials, do not have any MK challenges right now. They're doing the same thing as they did way back when with Courthouse, where back when Courthouse released, they released it not with Courthouse MK challenges, but with Release the Prisoners, Free Candy, and Drill the Fatherman instead, which I find that pretty weird. But I mean, that means we will get Dog MK challenges down the line next update, which is not, you know, another big season update, but like a mid-season update. We will get that. Now, the other thing you will see right here is the endurance therapy, the escalation one. Basically, this is the roguelike mode, and it's basically you start with nothing, with no upgrades, and you go through trial after trial after trial after trial with variators, and it gets harder and harder and harder, and you build your reagent along the way. I've played this for 5 hours on stream earlier. We got to 25 trials, and it was absolutely amazing. It is probably down the line one of the best things that trials will get for a very long time, and it's also something that veteran players should get their hand on, even if you are a bit like, oh my god, trials is getting way too easy, and you know, you have done everything at some point, like everything A+. Escalation mode is something that you can play over and over again, and it's really nice. There you see it. I had one attempt earlier, we peaked at 25 until I gave up. I didn't fail the run, but I just gave up because 25 was a nice number, and the total time was like 4 hours 30, which is pretty intense. But yeah, pretty much that. And yeah, it is a really cool mode with also a lot of variators are getting mixed in when you play this, which some of them that I saw were from past weeklies. I also saw Prime Time again. What I didn't see was Toxic Shock, but it's also in the game. If you're playing with multiple people, I've heard you even get Omega, or like the stick together gimmick, which is pretty funny. The only problem with this is that there are no main trials. The only trials you get are MK challenges, so that's one change I would like to see down the line, that they make it so you can also get main trials theoretically, but yeah, other than that, this is absolutely amazing. Now the barricade itself is the new rig that was added, which is basically you place that down on any doors or places that are double doors, or where a barricade used to be like a wooden plank thing. When it gets destroyed, you can also place the barricade there and have a new sort of door. And it sustains quite a few hits, even from prime assets and big guys, so it has really good utility. And the cooldowns are really short. Overall, I have to say, it shipped with really insane numbers, surprisingly, and does, you know, rival stun a little bit, which is currently the strongest rig in the game. Stun is still way stronger than barricade in my opinion, simply because it has a lot more utility, but barricade is also really good right now. I can see that barricade might get nerfed down the line, but I hope it doesn't happen too fast, because obviously it's a new rig. We're gonna play around with it a little bit more and have some fun with it. Now it's worth pointing out that amps have not changed at all. The same as rig, like the other 4 rigs have not changed at all, and the prescriptions have not changed at all whatsoever this update. So the same problems that we had before, that some amps are too weak, some are too strong, that stun is still dominant, that X-ray is still like on life support, these problems still persist, and the update obviously didn't fix that. I hope down the line there will be an update with that, you know, does more balancing stuff again, but for now, I'm gonna take it. We have a lot of new content this update as is, so I'm gonna take it and enjoy the new stuff that's coming out. And now we have these catalogs and the tasks. Basically the tasks are weeklies, and now you collect stamp tickets instead. You notice that the Murkoff dollar coins, from which I had like 600,000, they don't exist anymore, and instead you get the stamps and unlock stuff with these stamps instead. So basically you have these catalogs. These are your battle pass. However, it's really important to point out that these are not for a premium currency that you buy with microtransactions. These Murkoff coins right here that I have on my mouse over right now, these are only earned by doing the quote-unquote free pass. Basically right here you work your way through with these stamps that I previously mentioned, that you get for completing trials or weekly tasks or daily tasks, and you go through and eventually you have like 1000 coins, and then you can go ahead and get the premium one. That's how it works. It's not something that you have microtransactions to, you know, stuff my thing in, you know, stuff in the thing. I'm losing words. It's literally 8 AM in the morning and I haven't slept yet. I will, don't you worry, in just a moment. But yeah, other than that, there's nothing else to say about the update. Again, the content, what we got was amazing. The main negative points is stuff that was missing, like again, lack of any changes of existing content, and you know, that thing, that MK challenges are not selectable here. These are probably the main negative points, but even though they are negative points right here, it does not outweigh the positives by a long shot. Like, this update is absolutely amazing. If you haven't played Trials in a while, now is the time to actually go back in, check it out for a little bit and see if you get your fun out of it, even if it's just for escalation mode. Escalation mode is excellent. But yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna go ahead and upload a shitload of challenges and runs and whatnot from the new content over the next few days. This might take a while because my internet is pretty slow regarding uploads and shit, but for example, I'm gonna upload the first escalation run I did. I wanna do more stuff with the new main trial, for example a little level 1 challenge, the no stamina challenge, and so on and so forth. So if you wanna see this kind of stuff, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more Outlast Trials content in your future. Also, my Twitch is in the description where I mostly do these sorts of runs, so if you wanna stop by, feel free to do so. And yeah, other than that, have a great rest of your day and take care everyone. Bye bye.